Erin Martin is the founder and CEO of FreshRx. What is that?
FreshRx Oklahoma is a food prescription program for people with type 2 diabetes in Tulsa. We get prescriptions from about 22 primary care clinics, and people get free food every other week for an entire year, plus cooking and nutrition classes to reverse their chronic disease.
How do they get into it? I mean, what's the starting point for them?
So we have physicians and clinics that we partner with, but people can also self-refer. So we have providers can go on our website to freshrxok.org, and also people can self-refer and enroll through our website as well. So we get referrals from not only physicians who really believe in this program, but nurses and case managers and social workers as well.
I sense Indian involvement, because we have, of course, the 5 main tribes here. Mm-hmm. Are you partnered with any particular tribe?
We are. We actually supply all the food for Muskogee Creek Nation's produce prescription program for pre-diabetics. They have a federal grant through Indian Health Services for that. And they reached out to us because they really valued the way that we source food. So we source food from farmers that are now being called regenerative farmers, but it's really, as you know, really ancient wisdom about agriculture.
Bet.
So we're looking at farmers using these great soil health practices because it affects nutrient density. And since we're trying to help with health outcomes, we look for specific farmers growing for nutrition.
You know, I recall 25 years ago, there was all sorts of government interest in the Creek tribe, because so many people, although they were healthy, they were doing just fine, but sometimes had an extra heartbeat, and doctors couldn't figure out why. And they pursued it for the longest and couldn't come up with an answer. There was absolutely nothing wrong with them, no heart trouble of any kind. And I never did hear the outcome of how that study went. I'd love to know. If you ever hear it, please bark my way.
All right, I will.
Somebody's interested. They want to get more involved in this. We have a lot of folks out there right now, and I don't want to draw you into politics, but with all that's swirling around us, our heads are just about to explode. Mm-hmm. And a lot of folks are saying, I can barely manage my prescriptions now.
Yes.
I can barely manage my grocery bill now. What are you telling them? How can you help them?
We're really teaching them on how to have good nutrition. There's a lot of confusing information out there. There's a lot of confusing studies. You look up one study, eggs are good for you. The next study, eggs are bad for you. And there's been a lot of politics that have played into that. And we're really helping people get away from ultra-processed foods and eating whole foods. And really also...
Okay, now let me stop you right
Sure.
there. Define whole foods.
So this would be something that came from the ground, or a whole, like actually eating meat that is not processed. Or so, for example, a whole apple is a whole food. It's a whole apple. You cut up the apple, that's a little bit processed. You put it in an emulsifier, you add all these guar gums and all these chemicals, that's ultra processed. So that's mostly what you find in the grocery store today, unfortunately. And it's just not easy to make good choices. So we're also training people on how to make better choices. And so we help them make long-term behavioral changes and lifestyle changes. We even talk to them about how to sleep better, how to have better mental health, and how all these things are intertwined. So we've had people who had diabetes for a decade and who fully reversed diabetes in a matter of months with us and come off of all their prescription drugs and lose a ton of weight. We had a lady last year lose 132 pounds.
You're kidding.
I'm not kidding. And this happens quickly when we just give people and get them back to what their grandmother's tomato that they know tastes good.
Certainly.
Yeah, it's just getting back to the roots and back to community and connecting with each other once again. And it transforms people's lives. And we're really excited about that. We've seen the community transform. We've scaled farmers alongside healing people. And we really love what we do. So it's really just empowering people, giving them the right tools and the access to the good food.
You'll know what I mean here. Indian people differentiate between non-Indians in a number of ways. Give you one example. If I go to the grocery store and I buy one of those red lumps, they call a tomato, God only knows how it got to be a tomato, or what's involved in its growth cycle. However, if I go to the Creek Nation and I say, I'm looking for a real tomato, I'd get a real tomato, wouldn't I?
Yes, and there are varieties that they really domesticated wild grasses to create corn. And corn used to have 18% protein and many other vitamins and minerals that the natives really smartly created over time and domesticated. And today the corn you get is less than 5% protein.
Really?
Yes. So there's huge differentiations. There's way more nutrient density in the way in which native cultures really cultivated their foods instead of the ways in which we think we need to be doing it today. But we're learning that we can get back to that.
Is preparation, does preparation play a role?
Absolutely. So the more you cook something or break something down, the less nutrients you're going to have. Also, the farther it's traveled. So on average in grocery stores, food travels an average of 1,500 miles. But particularly fruits and vegetables lose 10% of nutrients every single day. And the fruit or vegetable in your grocery store is 14 days old. So how much nutrients is really left? So our food is local. It's picked on Tuesday in the hands of our patients on Wednesday morning, and it also lasts longer because it's not already 2 weeks old.
If someone out there right now has a question, is it all right for them to call you?
Absolutely. We have a phone number and you can reach any of our teammates on there on our website, FreshRxOK.org. We also have a great YouTube channel. If you go to FreshRx Oklahoma YouTube channel, you can watch our nutrition classes, our cooking classes. They're super fun and engaging. So even if you want to make changes from home and you aren't close to where our program is, you can certainly play along and join on YouTube and on our social media as well.
We got about 30 seconds. This is kind of a fresh organization, isn't it?
Yes, we started in 2021.
So even, if you'll pardon the analogy, the freshness of the organization, you guys are pushing freshness in food as well.
Yes, we absolutely are in regenerative agriculture and reversing chronic disease, and then passing the Food as Medicine Act on May 1st in Oklahoma. We're super excited that this will be available to Oklahomans across the entire state and paid for by insurance.
I think that's great. Hey, thank you for coming by. Will you come back?
Absolutely, would love to.
We'd love to have you.
Great.
I'm going to hold you to that. We're going to take a break, come back with more right after this.